It takes a truly amazing piece of media to make an impression as strong as God of War Ragnarok has, especially on me. God of War Ragnarok and its predecessor are single-handedly responsible for reigniting my passion for video games. It's been years since any piece of media has made me feel as fucking awesome as Ragnarok has. I mean, for Christ's sake, you play as an infamous god killer in a world of gods who make themselves so unbelievably unlikable that you can't help but just want to completely destroy them. But that's where the paradigm shifts. Kratos, a vengeance-fueled god killer, the Greek god of war, destroyer of the Greek pantheon, has a change of heart. After 10 years of slashing our way through thousands of enemies, slaying dozens of gods, and laying waste to all in his path, Kratos finally learns his invaluable lesson. That vengeance will never heal his pain. It's only through being a better person for his new family where he can begin to truly live again.
Atreus. I am sorry.
Don't be sorry, Father. Be better. Let's go home.
Now, Kratos has an exclusively defensive mindset in both of the new titles, acting only in defense of his son Atreus, and later on his friends and allies. For this newer, more mature Kratos, war and battle are most certainly a last resort. He frequently bickers with Atreus, actually, and his allies, regarding their flippant discussion of Ragnarok, this end of realms war, warning them of the unseen cost, which tends to fall especially on deaf ears when it comes to Atreus. But beyond this desire for peace, his apparent passivity and Atreus' more angsty proactivity, they butt heads quite often. Later on in the game, they actually culminate in a very distinctive rift in their relationship. Atreus, starts working behind Kratos' back and in defiance of his orders, and as a response, Kratos can no longer trust Atreus because of this deceptiveness. Now, we come to learn that neither side in this instance is entirely correct, as their point of resolution is Atreus, now starting to listen and appreciate and understand and really take in what his father is trying to say, and, Kratos finally trusting Atreus' intuition and his judgment and his decision-making. It's very much a meet in the middle of sorts. I especially love this development in specific because it really shows how Kratos is starting to adapt to how Atreus, starts to ascend into his godhood and, really become his own person. Kratos drops this stubbornness and this, cold demeanor for more of a more heroic and a stoic of sorts role model, which is what Atreus desperately needs. We can also observe a lot of these changes to Kratos throughout the few flashbacks we get with his late wife, Faye. Gentlemen, if there's one lesson to be learned from this entire, review/analysis, it's that a good woman can make a great man. Faye is seen guiding Kratos through these new feelings and his old feelings and really opening up his eyes to what he thought he had lost forever. She gave him something to live for. And that's love. Love that wound up being very contagious in the second half of Ragnarok to his allies and, of course, Atreus.
To grieve deeply is to have loved fully. Open your heart to the world as you have opened it to me, and you will find every reason to keep living in it.
As someone whose spot in life lies in between that awkward teenage period of self-discovery found in Atreus' more solo storyline, and Kratos' very matured sense of discipline and drive, drilled into him as a soldier, of course, I find it very difficult actually to relate to either Kratos and or Atreus. But being in that awkward spot in the middle makes it really easy to actually learn some lessons from both sides. I'm still young enough to relate to Atreus' need to really prove himself and make his mark on the world, but I've also lived long enough to see where Kratos is coming from. The reason I titled this video as I have is because I feel like this quote strikes that perfect middle ground between my teenage self's insecurity and dissatisfaction and my new growing sense of who I really want to be as a man. I watch Atreus' wanderlust and aspiration and realize that I cannot be tied down to whatever prophecy or circumstances I've appeared to be stuck with. And I admire Kratos' discipline and determination and pure dedication to those he cares about. I've realized that I must do what's necessary. Not because someone told me to, or it's because it's what I'm supposed to do, it's because it's what needs to happen. It's a reminder that I have to continue to be and to grow stronger, and that I have to continue to push forward.
If I do this,
Fate only binds you if you let it. Do what is necessary. Not because it is written.
Elsa!
Good choice, lad.
To summarize and sort of wrap things up, God of War Ragnarok was a far beyond magical experience. In fact, I am still playing the game. I just beat the story and a lot of the initial side quests, but all that in-game content I've not touched it. I wanted to jump right into making this little video here. So after this goes up, I'll probably be doing some of the, playing some of the more in-game content with a more gameplay and a game critic review in the works for the future. But for now, I just wanted to give a couple of thoughts about some of the more thematic elements and, where my philosophy lies along with the God of War Ragnarok story, because I thought it was very beautiful with a lot of awesome parallels, which I took very close to heart and which have really left a lasting impact on myself. And I can only pray that the next one of these games is just as fantastic as the last two have been, because my God, am I going to be buying that and playing it immediately. Anyways, I cannot recommend this game enough, and I also recommend you play the first one before, as that's what I did, and I feel like it really helped me understand a lot of the references within the second one. So, go out and play this fucking game. You will not regret it.